Today, Nolly Elementary would like to recognize all of our December Leaders of the Month. We are so proud of these students for their outstanding leadership in the classroom, playground, lunchroom, and in always displaying the 7 habits at Nolly School. Today, I will recognize each student in each grade level and tell you a little something about them. All right, we're going to start off with our Kindergarten Leaders of the Month. Our first student is in Miss Gabo's class, and it is Everly McCune. Mrs. Gabo said Everly is a kind friend and is always helping whenever she can. Thank you, Everly. We also have Mackenzie Knox, who is proactive. Mackenzie is always listening carefully, and she gets started on her work right away. Way to be proactive. In Mrs. Parton's room, we have Casey Golke. Casey is proactive. Mrs. Parton said Casey always does her best work. She loves to help others and help the classroom stay organized. She is a wonderful leader in our room. We also have Liam B. in Mrs. Parton's room, who synergizes. Liam has such a kind heart. He likes to help others and is always working well with anyone he is with. He is a great, helpful friend. In Mrs. Zukowski's room, we have Adam McKinnon, who is proactive. Adam truly makes learning his big rock while at Nolly School. Adam's personality makes our class a great place to learn. We also have Aubrey Largent, who is proactive. Aubrey is such a joy to teach. She has amazing grit. She is able to learn many new things, and she works hard every day. Good job, Aubrey. In Mrs. Craig's room, we have Anthony Ramirez. Anthony is being proactive, and he puts first things first. Anthony can often be found wearing a smile and trying his best with his work and his choices. It is refreshing having Anthony in our class and knowing he is listening every day. We also have James Hill in Mrs. Craig's room, who's being proactive and thinking win-win. James often helps find the good or positive in situations. We appreciate his proactive approach when things can get down. In Mrs. Grary's room, we have Calvin Morton. Calvin is proactive with his academics, and he is working very hard in kindergarten. We also have Eli Crislip in Mrs. Grary's class. Eli is new to Nolly. Mrs. Grary said he has come into our classroom as a new student, and he is already a leader. Keep working hard, Eli. Okay, moving on to our first grade leaders of the month. First up in Mrs. Rector's room, we have Logan 6. Logan is being recognized for all of the 7 habits. Mrs. Rector said Logan is a great role model in our classroom. She comes to school with a positive attitude, ready to do her best, and is always helpful to her classmates. She is always willing to lend a helping hand. We also have Connor McCall. Connor puts first things first. Connor is a leader in room 105. He puts forth his best effort on his assignments. When Connor was absent, he made sure all of his work was completed and done correctly. In Mrs. Fiesler's room, we have Amelia Nicholas. Amelia puts first things first. Mrs. Fiesler said Amelia was responsible and put first things first when she completed all of her absent work while she was on vacation. Good job, Amelia. We also have Weston Yoakum, who begins with the end in mind. Weston has been reading at home and practicing his trick words to work towards his goal of becoming a great reader. Great job, Weston. In Mrs. Carmichael's room, we have Lydia Gamble. Lydia puts first things first. Lydia works hard each day to be sure she is putting her best self forward. She makes sure her work is always done and her area is always clean before she enjoys her free time. Keep it up, Lydia. We also have CJ Lieb in Mrs. Carmichael's room, who thinks win-win. CJ always thinks win-win by making sure his friends and classmates feel welcome. He is first to step in and help anyone in need. Keep up the positive vibes, CJ. In Mrs. Bowser's room, we have Kensley Conan, who synergizes. Kensley is always willing to lend a helping hand. Thank you for being so kind and helpful to all of your classmates. We also have Isabella Meadows, who puts forth all of the 7 habits every single day. Isabella is a quiet leader who leads by example. She always puts forth her best effort and comes to school ready to learn. Way to demonstrate all of the 7 habits, Isabella. Okay, let's recognize our second grade leaders of the month. First off, in Mrs. Grandin's room is Brendan Effinger. Brendan is being recognized for being proactive. Brendan is amazing. All day, every day, he strives to make positive, proactive choices. Thank you, Brendan. We also have Carly Heaton, who puts first things first. Mrs. Grandin said, I am so proud of how Carly has worked so hard this year at turning in her work on time, and it is always nice and neat. Mrs. Grandin said her work is beautiful. In Mrs. Rankin's room, we have Jacob Reese, who puts first things first. Jacob has missed some days at school this year, but Mrs. Rankin said, "I am very pleased with his motivation and determination to get caught up in class and at home. He has shown great leadership skills across the board." Thank you, Jacob. We also have Nathan Beaver, who synergizes. Mrs. Rankin said, "I am very proud of Nathan and his positive words he shares with his new class. Words such as, 'He is a nice friend,' or 'I like this school,' and 'Mrs. Cronky helps me.' We are happy to have Nathan at Nolly's school." In Mrs. Slimak's room, we have Jameson Morris. Jameson has been working hard in second grade and proactively is taking charge of his daily work. We also have Carter Pless in Mrs. Slimak's room, who is proactive. Carter is a hard worker who is always looking for ways to help others. In Mrs. Van Dorsten's room is Liam Chula. Liam is proactive. Mrs. V said Liam is a hard worker and his positive attitude has helped him be successful in second grade. We also have Sean Durant in second grade, who is being proactive. Mrs. Van Dorsten said Sean has improved his effort and his behavior, and I'm very proud of him. Keep it up, Sean. Now we will recognize our third grade leaders of the month. In Mrs. Stasnis's room, we have Dominic McGraw. Dominic puts first things first. Dominic has done a fantastic job in third grade. He is kind and a respectful learner who is always organized and making sure he's ready to go. Keep up your good work, Dominic. We also have Sam Hicks, who thinks win-win. Sam is always looking to make the best of any situation. She is beyond helpful to Mrs. Stasnis as well as her friends. She cares about her work and often helps other students. We are so glad to have her in room 110. In Mrs. Braley's room, we have Liam Glendenning, who seeks first to understand. Liam has been working hard to listen to directions before completing a task. He has done a great job slowing down and listening first. Keep up the good work, Liam. We also have Raina Neese, who synergizes. Raina noticed a friend near her who was struggling holding items when switching classes. At that moment, she kindly said, "I will get the rest for you," and she did. Thank you, Raina, for being quick to lend a helping hand. In Mrs. Esterly's room, we have Emmeline Finch, who puts first things first. Emmeline spends her days doing what's important first and saying no when she needs to. She is an excellent example of putting first things first. We have Landon Flinga, who is proactive. Landon demonstrates being proactive by maintaining the right attitude every single morning. In Mr. Straub's room, we have Jaden Gatto. Jaden has been proactive. After being absent, he was very anxious to get all of his missing work completed and was looking for more jobs he could do in the classroom for me. Thank you, Jaden. We also have Lillian Kuzmits. Lillian has really been practicing habit 2, beginning with the end in mind. She has been getting points back by doing test corrections and planning ahead, so when report cards come home, she will be happy and proud. Great job, Lily. Finally, we have our fourth grade leaders of the month. Up first is Mrs. Gardner's class and Mrs. Barron's class. It goes to Dave Gailey. Dave is proactive. Dave has been working hard in fourth grade to follow directions and complete work. We are very proud of you, Dave. We also have Ava Rosen. Ava puts first things first. Ava has made it a priority to complete and turn in her homework. We are very proud of you, Ava. Okay, from Mrs. Oaks' class, this is a good one. Grayson Hausch, Gavin Cease, and Hunter Carmody. All three of these boys are being nominated by Mrs. Oaks for being proactive in the lunchroom. Hunter noticed his friend was choking on a bottle lid. Even though they were frightened and worried for their friend, Gavin and Grayson called for an adult and got Mrs. Pappas to save the day. It was definitely a scary few minutes, and we are all very grateful for their quick thinking and immediate reactions. Great job, boys. In Mrs. Toast's room, we have Declan Wormald. Declan puts first things first. Declan puts first things first with all of his work, especially in reading. We also have Ava Demrosky, who thinks win-win. Ava is always so positive and ready to help anyone think win-win. And we love her smile. In Mrs. Matson's room, we have Zoe Petty. Zoe is being recognized for all the 7 habits. Zoe is new to Nolly this year and already has shown that she understands and follows all of the 7 habits. Keep being a good leader, Zoe. And finally, we have Grayson Swaino, who synergizes. Grayson works well with others and is a great team member, partner in class, and friend. Keep it up, Grayson. Congratulations to all of our NOLI Leaders of the Month. The entire staff here at NOLI is so proud of you. Keep up the great work and outstanding leadership.